It's Monday night, and you know what that means? Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, live on the air, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. I didn't turn the music down, so I hope y'all heard my voice. As we always say, share that link, share that love, and man, you got Mark, you got Keisha. Keisha, I got to tell you, I was gonna try to go in on the jokes, and then I pulled that idiotic thing with not turning the music down, so I'm not even sure if I should roast her. Who got the ice cream truck going in the background?
I don't know what that was.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. You got Mark, you got Keisha, and she puts the tech in. Old people don't know how to handle technology. Jana's joined us.
Watch your mouth. You don't always give the people what they want. They don't know what happened last night.
Let me tell y'all. All right, outsiders, look, we got a double dip. We have a double dip going on tonight, football, so we called in reinforcements for tonight's show. That's right. As Mark said, we got Sports Bay on the line, and as Mark playfully commented, last night we ran into some technical difficulties with the phones, and let me just tell you, 40 and over people plus technology equals disaster. Let me tell you, we laughing because, we know what happened last night, but I'm just gonna put this out here. Maybe some of my fellow outsiders, maybe some of our younger outsiders would be able to help us out with this. But we have a group chat, JABO group chat that we like to text each other throughout the week, the day, especially on game days. And last night, one of us, I'm not going to say who, Mark, left the chat somehow. I don't even know what happened. We had this whole, you guys, it took us like an hour to figure this thing out, which is really a crying shame. But can somebody in 40 and over terms explain to me the difference between an SMS text and an RCS? RCS? Am I getting that right? Yeah. An RCS text, because it legit took all three of us to figure this thing out, and I'm not lying to you when it was like almost an hour. Jana and I were ready to put an APB out on Mark because we thought we lost him.
Look, I'll put it in the simplest terms possible. One of us has an iPhone and doesn't, it's iPhone's fault, Jana.
Okay, I'll take that. It's iPhone's fault, not Jana's fault. And since everybody is pleading the fifth right now, I will own it. I was the iPhone user. I was the RCS person I don't understand it either. It was some setting I turned on, and this is for those that did the iOS 18 update, because I don't recall this ever being a thing with iOS 17. So I did the update, and then all of a sudden, whenever I texted anybody with an Android, there was some sort of, it's like underneath every text, it says something about RCS. And I was like, what is that?
Right.
It's not MS. What is it? SMS?
SMS.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not even SMS. Like, I'm so confused what this means. So I went through the settings, found it, and was like, oh, this must be something I need to turn on. Well, I turned it on and just created complete mayhem, chaos, and every other word that means that last night between us in our group text, and literally thought that it was Mark. Like, is he okay? What's going on? Why did he leave the chat? It really wasn't that at all. It was me, so I own it. I'm a person of high integrity.
Wow.
So I will take it.
You know what? As you were talking about this, now I have to share my own RCS story. Okay. I'm just going to equate that to RCS means not for people over 40 years old. For real. When I got a new phone back in March. All right, and I'm an Android user. Okay, so I get my new phone. Of course, I'm excited because it's got bells and whistles that I'll probably never use in life, but whatever. And I, too, start sending out text messages, like I normally do. And I saw the whole RCS thing, and, when you're old head and you're dealing with technology, you see some shit you don't recognize, you're like, all right, well, whatever, don't even really pay attention to it. I was texting a friend of mine. It was a guy. It was his birthday, and I sent him a Cash App for his birthday. Sent him a few dollars. Right? So I sent a text message wishing him happy birthday. Hey, telling him to check the Cash App. Right? The whole day goes by, and I don't get a response. So I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, maybe he's partying. It's his birthday. He's down in D.C. I don't know what the hell he's doing, whatever. So the next day, I text him, hey, I hope you got your Cash App. Let me know. Get no response. So now I'm getting an attitude. Like, dude, I'm like, I done sent this mofo money and I ain't even get as much as a thank you. I know his ass still ain't I'm going through all emotions now, which is crazy. Like I'm some kind of crazy ass girlfriend or something. Like, what the hell's going on? I feel for you fellas. But, day 3 rolls around, day 4 rolls around. Now I'm hot, y'all. I am hot. Okay? So I send a text message like, look, man, I don't know what's going on with you, but, you can either A, tell me you're okay, B, tell me that you got the Cash App, man. Say something. And my buddy, he has an iPhone. He calls me up. He's like, Keisha, you're crazy. And I'm like, I'm crazy? What the hell, man? You crazy. I don't, wished you happy birthday, sent you this message, you don't even respond. He's like, I've been responded to you this whole time. And I'm like, I did not get one response. And, I checked the thread, I checked the settings, and it's on RCS. And I'm like, I don't know what this RCS business is, but they set me up. They made me look like a crazy black woman. And from that point on, after that, I went through each text thread that I had at the time and made sure that everything was set on SMS because I was like, I don't know what this RCS thing, but it's purely the work of the devil. Mm-hmm. So, if any of those outsiders out there can explain in simple terms, I know you tried last night, Jana, but I stand firm on
Google.
I know. That was my Google. The screenshot. I was like, my brain just broke down after the first sentence. Like, okay, somebody can explain that to us. We would greatly appreciate it, you guys.
Please and thank you.
Oh man, that shit was hilarious though. We really thought we lost Mark. And
he was like, I'm gonna call some of his family and friends and see if he's okay. I was like, yeah, please do, because this is weird.
Right.
Yeah, it was a full on problem last night.
Right, we hardly ever text each other and not respond, so it was like a high alert situation. But here we are, Monday night. It's raining in the 410. I really feel like it's a curl up in the bed kind of day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a double dip on the NFL with the Monday Night Football. We're in week 3. And I don't know, you guys, is it me? But I feel like the Monday double dip came a little late in the season this year. I feel like they usually do that on the first game.
Yeah.
On the first Monday Night Football game. And because I know week 1 I was looking for it, and I was like, oh, okay, we only have one game tonight, but now we have 2. I don't know what's up with that. Does anybody know why they did that?
I haven't heard the reasons why, but yeah, it's usually week 1.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I didn't even remember what week it was going into this game the other night, so I'm very honest.
Well, as a Ravens fan, we had a lot to forget up until yesterday. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yesterday.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Let's talk about this first game that's going on right now. We got the 0-2 Jags and the 2-0 Bills up there in New York. They've already started. Bills are on the move. Mark, at the beginning of the season, we talked about those Jacksonville Jaguars, did we not?
Oh, yeah.
We talked about it, and, I got to say, they are not off to a good start. I'm not, this will be my first time taking a good look at the squad. I know that their first opponents were the Miami Dolphins and the Cleveland Browns. I mean, two teams that aren't doing too well themselves. Mark, man, I mean, what are you making of this Jags up and through these first two games?
I'm not surprised, honestly. They're not going to be up there with the Ravens or the Bills or the Chiefs. We've seen like moderate improvement and then backsliding from them. So, I think they're right where they should be. Peterson's probably just doing the same thing he did with the Eagles, where every couple of years they'll come up. Their first couple games, like you said, Dolphins are always expected to like do really good. So 3-point loss to them is not bad. 5 to the Browns, you never would know what Browns you're going to get. So that could have been a good loss or a bad loss. I think this will probably be their best test. If they can hang with the Bills, then cool. If not, then they were pretenders.
Yeah, and on the other side of the ball, we've got this Buffalo Bills team, right? With everybody keeps saying a new look offense, and I'm just like, new look offense. We only got rid of one person. Whatever. But Jada, they started off 2-0. You liking what you see thus far from Josh Allen in the gang, Bills Mafia?
Yeah. I mean, I just saw that touchdown that just took place, and to be honest and say, they haven't really been. I don't want to say not on my radar. It's just, it's like, because I don't want to be disrespectful to them, because they're a great team, even if they can't always finish. The season, I should say, not a game. But I didn't even know how well they were doing until I turned this game on tonight. So I'm kind of in this weird space where I pay attention to the team on the night that they play, right? The day that they play.
Yeah.
No doubt. Which
is very random for me, but they haven't really been on my radar, because I kind of assume they're always going to be okay.
You know what? That's a good comment, and I'm going to piggyback off of that as well. They have not been on my radar either. Mark, we did talk about at the beginning of the season. I was intrigued to see what this offense is going to look like, minus Stephon Diggs, but it just seems like, well, then this is just me speaking personally. I'm not saying that this is fact, but with Stephon Diggs leaving the team, it's like he kind of took some of the magic with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that? Like, I mean, I know that, they have Cook, and that they're going to be trying to throw the ball less and run the ball more. I'm not really sure how that is going to work out, because, it's been the bread and butter for the Bills to throw that ball, right? Josh Allen, right? So I'm not really sure how that is going to work out for the Bills. But, I do believe, Mark, I'm with you. I'm also with you with, a good litmus test. And this will be for both teams. As soon as we get off, I'm going to be locked in, because I just don't know what this offense is going to look like. And I'm excited to see what they can do, man. And, I'm pretty sure Josh Allen feels pretty good about having some of the pressure taken off of him, because, taking steps away from the pass game and turning a little bit more to the run game should put that in quotation marks, should make life or his job a little bit easier, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, so really quickly, let's do our JABO picks, man. Let's start off with Jana. Oh, my God. Jags being Jags. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just saw that, too. I'm sorry. I just saw that, too.
Jana, who you got coming out with the dub tonight?
Probably Buffalo.
Yeah.
I don't think that this is a team that the Jags are going to get their first win off of.
Yeah, and judging what I'm seeing these first couple of plays, it might be a long night for Jacksonville. Yeah. Mark, how you feeling, bro?
Well, if you notice when I was talking about Jacksonville, I said it's a test if they hang with the Bills. I don't expect them to beat the Bills at all, but keep it respectable.
Okay. Yeah, I think they were like, the last time I checked, I believe they were like maybe 4.5, 5-point favorites.
Wow.
Something like that. It's been, I feel like it's been a crazy first 3 weeks in the NFL. All right, I mean, it's been a lot of flip-flopping. You cannot, I don't care what anybody says, you can't have a solid, you can't have 2 solid Super Bowl picks. That's just how I feel, judging from what I've seen. You got, the whole Dallas thing, head scratcher. All right, the Ravens, definite head scratcher. But we'll get to that, in a minute. But I feel like Jacksonville can manage to get their heads out of their butts. They can make this a competitive game. Because I'm not really sold on the Buffalo Bills either.
Yeah.
I feel like they can do the damn thing. And it would be one hell of a confidence booster if they could walk away with this win. I do know that much. Yeah. So let's go to the second game of the night, which, gosh, thank God it's not on ESPN. That's all I'm going to say. We got the Washington Commanders and the Cincinnati Bengals. And, Washington, they got a win. They do have one win. The Bengals are 0-2. And, that's another head-scratcher of a team. I was expecting a better start from the Bengals. And honestly, the only thing worse with the Bengals than the Bengals themselves, what the hell is going on with Joe Burrow and his hair, yo? Honestly, to me, he looks crazy. He looks like, I don't know, it's like,
let me switch. Hold on, let me switch. Is he on?
That blonde hair, or is it like frosted
tips?
Highlights, tips? But it's like his whole head. I thought we left that back in the 2000s.
I swear,
Bringing it back.
They showed a picture on the ESPN app. I thought it was AI for a minute.
I mean, to me, it looks like somebody's crazy stalker ex-boyfriend.
He's gonna start spouting out Eminem pretty soon.
Yeah. Let's do the picks for that game as well. I wholeheartedly think that the Bengals can get their first win, but again, I watched the Patriots Bengals game, and I was just like kind of shocked and confused. Shout out to the Patriots for doing the damn thing with the new coach and everything. But I mean, to me, like, the Bengals just looked uncharacteristically bad. And there's like a lack of offense there, and I just expected a lot more from them. Would you agree with that early assessment, Mark? I mean, what did you see from the Bengals over the past 2 weeks?
Yeah, the Patriots game was a shocker, of course.
Yeah.
And then, who was it? The Chiefs the next week? They hung in there by 1 point. Yeah, I don't know. Last year was kind of a disappointment, and for the Bengals nation, I guess. But I think they should get past the Commanders tonight easy.
Yeah. All right, so we got 2 for 2 for Cincinnati. Jane, are you ready to break the chain, or are you gonna go with your compadres on this one? Did we lose Shayna?
Jaina.
Oh Lord, Jaina's in RCS land. Wait a minute. Oh God. Wait, hold on. Oh gosh, we lost her. Okay.
All right, give her a call back.
Hold on, 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna call her back. You hold it down for me, bro.
All right. Let's see. We got Harry in the comments as always. He gives his pick. Josh Allen and James Cook should beat Sunshine and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that's referring to Mr. T-Law himself, Trevor Lawrence. Looks like it's going to be a clean sweep for the picks in the Bills over the Jags. New York Giants winning surprised me yesterday. I thought them and Carolina would be 0-17. Can't disagree with you on that one. Bengals got T. Higgins back tonight, so they should be improving. Yeah, I totally agree on that.
I'm with you on that one as well. Look, we got Jaina back, Mark. Listen. You know how we started this show about this 40 and over in technology.
Don't do that.
Hey man, listen, Jay, baby, listen. I feel your pain, but let me just tell you, I asked for your pick for the Bengals Commanders matchup, and when you did not respond, I'm like, oh Jesus, we done lost Jada to RCS again.
No, you didn't actually, because I keep putting it on and off of mute because of noise in the background that I don't want to disrupt the broadcast. So I went to hit mute and I hit end. So that was just me having fat fingers, and I have to find another method to talk to y'all. I can't do this cell phone thing anymore. I'm about to retire from.
All right, y'all.
She's going to get a landline just for us.
Oh, jeez.
I will do that. If that is necessary, I will do that.
All right, look, we back. We reassembled like Voltron, you guys. So let's keep it moving. Let's talk about the home team. Who y'all want to talk about first? You want to talk about the Orioles or you want to talk about the Ravens? All right, I got some choice words for both.
Well, I mean, we're on the NFL, and we're here to talk a certain, let's just go Ravens.
All right, let's go Ravens. All right. Oh, my gosh. Where do I begin?
It's a good thing we got the laughs out of the way.
We all agreed that we would give the Ravens 2-3 games before we give our assessment, right? So now we're 3 games in. All right? The Ravens, prior to yesterday, the Ravens started off 0-2. First time since Lamar Jackson came to the team, right? That Raiders game was an extreme disappointment. I'm trying to not go off and curse and have my peoples call me after the show. Ravens fans were really deflated after that week 2 loss, and I gotta say it, man. I mean, they lost that game in epic fashion, and you know what the saying is in the NFL: you cannot start your season 0-3.
Yeah.
I think 120 times. I heard something like 120 times teams have started 0-3. Guess how many of those teams reached the playoffs in their seasons? Take a wild guess.
6.
2.
2.
1.
Oh.
1. I can't even do the damn math on that. It's probably like 1,000%. But so that just lets you know how extremely important it is, and how these teams are, looking at the season and looking at the games ahead. You just can't go 0-3, right? And we went down to Dallas, big game, facing the Dallas team where I just don't, I don't know what the hell is going on there. They look great week one, got their ass beat week two. I mean, it's just really, really unstable outlook, in my opinion, with the Dallas Cowboys. And, we went into this thing saying, hey, we have got to get this win. All right? We go in, we get the win by the skin of our freaking teeth, man. And, outsiders, especially the ones in the 410, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Jana, how are you feeling about the Ravens through the first 3 games of the season?
Disappointment overcomes me.
That's a good word.
Because it's so weird, because as much as I love them and as much as I know, all these people know, their purple flows through my veins, I don't understand where the lack of maybe synergy or cohesiveness is. You can put all the pieces, you can get all the pieces you want and put them on the table, but you're not going to necessarily make the puzzle if something's just wrong. Something is just not right. I'm not sure what it is. It can't be lack of practice. I don't see that being a thing.
Right.
There's just some lack of cohesion going on that is extremely disappointing. When you do have all of these people in place to be successful, it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that. Would you like to, Mark? You want to, kind of piggyback off of what Jana said, or you want to give your own little spin on what the hell is going on with this squad early on?
Yeah. I mean, I guess disappointment is the right word for it. Week one, I said, I'd rather these guys got some snaps in the preseason, even if it was just a drive or a half or whatever.
Yeah,
but the sloppy play was just, it felt like it was a preseason game. We're week one, and it's week 3. You have complete games in your belt now. Shouldn't be playing this way. And I mean, and it's play calling too. It's play the playbook, the game plan. And I'll be honest, I'm not even sure if I want this team to make the playoffs.
Oh, God, no.
Because, if we get to the playoffs, that means everything's looking rosy, right? And there's no reason to make any changes.
But you don't want to be embarrassed either. As a fan. Obviously,
True.
We can't speak as a player, but you would rather them lose because you can cope with that lost season rather than going to the playoffs and getting all excited and having all these festivities and getting all amped up for them to lose again.
Right.
You just don't want that.
Yeah. Mark, man, what you just said kind of, I'm still chewing over what you said because, man, there's a lot of truth to your statement, dude. Like, y'all know how I've been feeling about this head coach, over the past couple of seasons. Y'all know I kind of silenced myself a little bit last season, but I don't know. It just seems like, John is just doing his John thing. And what do I mean by that? My biggest frustration with the Ravens, and it has everything to do with coaching. Okay? The lack of adjustments in the second half. It's just the same thing over and over again. And, you could literally tear your hair out watching the Ravens in the second half because, if it wasn't more evident, like, it was so evident week 2, and then, like, week 3, you're like, what the hell, not again? I mean, there was no reason for us to blow a 10-point lead to, oh my God, the Las Vegas Raiders. Like, and at home. I mean, it was so crazy, and this is like an indicator of you know, how I'm feeling about the Ravens. I was at that game. Okay, I was at the home opener, and I left in the fourth quarter. Because it was like, dude, you know, I knew, it was like I knew. I didn't want it to, but I knew how that game was going to end, because you could just feel the direction. You know, like, you could feel the momentum shift. You could just feel how the game was going to go. You know, and then yesterday, oh my God, the second half, I mean, were we not all holding our breath the last 5 minutes of the game? Like, I mean, like, dude, what is going on?
Just to
one bright spot. Oh yeah, go ahead. Go, Mark. Go ahead.
Expounding on what you started with about not making adjustments and everything, and going even beyond that a little bit is, you know, it was like the first half they were putting up points. I mean, they finished 28 points, but that was what they had at the half. And it's like in the second half, their whole game plan was just keep the lead. They didn't care about putting up
space, right?
They didn't. Yeah, exactly. They didn't care about putting up any more points, and that's dumb. Like, you know, you it's the NFL. The other team's gonna make adjustments. Obviously, you got to anticipate that, not just keep on playing to keep what you have.
Yeah. Right. And, you know, talk about playing it safe. I mean, even on the defense, too. You know, it's just like, I don't know, there was just, I'm not saying that you needed, like, this extreme sense of urgency, but I just felt like the team as a whole, there was just no motivation. I mean, after the first half, we were all eating our popcorn. We were jumping around. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I was. And I was fully expecting them to come out in the second half and keep the foot on the neck, right? It's like you said, that's what you got to do in the NFL, man. I mean, a lot of these coaches, they are very brilliant, creative guys, men, you know? And the better ones are going to peep your game and make adjustments to get themselves either back in the game or to take that lead, yo. And I don't know, for whatever reason, you know, I can't even think of the offensive coordinator's name right now. It's probably because I am so pissed at him. I'm not committing him to memory. And this goes all the way back to last season. But, you know, this offensive coordinator, why are we... And y'all let me know if you feel differently, but why are we in, like, season 2 of him, because we got him last year, with this vanilla play calling? Like, dog, I mean, the only good thing that I can really say about the Ravens is, well, at least we got Derrick Henry going. I mean, he got his touchdowns. So he had like 3 touchdowns. They have 3?
159 yards, yep.
Yeah. I mean, he was looking like the guy that we bargained for, you know. And it's just, you know, like the play calling is just, I mean, it's straight booty huff, you know, for lack of a better word. Like, man, and I gotta be honest with you guys, this may be an unpopular opinion. And Mark, I want to take a look at the comments after I make this statement. I halfway want them to lose too, yo. Because I'm ready to get rid of all these mugs, for real. I mean, I was literally, so I was at my friend's house yesterday, and I left, even with the wind, I left screaming, fire all the mofos. Seriously. I mean, it might really be time for a change. You guys, I mean that's just how I'm feeling. I mean, of course we love Harbaugh. He got us a Super Bowl and everything like that. But God, man, I'm back on my Fire Harbaugh campaign this season, man. And it's not going to change. I don't care if they win every last game here on out, which is not going to happen. Okay. But, I just really think it's time for the Ravens to go in a different direction, okay? Have somebody else that's going to select a different kind of offensive coordinator. Because it seems like no matter who we have, they doing the same crap. You know what I'm saying? So that means the guy that's picking them, he's messing up. Okay, he is not recognizing that we have all of these wonderful toys to play with on offense, and we looking like we playing some type of high school. Not even, let's say Pop Warner football or something like that. Because I mean, even some of these high schools are more magical and charismatic on offense than what I'm seeing from the Ravens right now.
So, Todd Monken, he's the offensive coordinator. He is calling these offensive plays. And he did amazing, what is it, Georgia, when he was coaching in college? So, the question for me is Monken responsible for the offensive plays? Or is it John Harbaugh's game planning throughout the week saying, I want these type of plays, I want this many yardage type of plays, I want more, what, I don't know, just, is it lying on Harbaugh's game planning throughout the week, or is it on Monken's play calling? Is he hamstrung by the plays he can call?
I'm going to blame it on both of them. Because... and hear me out on this, okay? The reason why I'm going to blame it on John is because, John, you know what kind of talent that you had. You've been working with this for 4 years now, 5 years now. You know what kind of talent. And when I say, quote unquote, what kind of talent, like, I mean, you got a quarterback that is so special, okay? And you have just, I mean, the game plan sucks. The game plan sucks as a whole. I mean, we've had several games where Lamar has looked spectacular, and we have sung his praises, the next day. And honestly, there was one season where I believe Lamar saved his job. Okay? And you're still doing the same thing. You're not really playing into the strengths or talents of your offense. Okay? Now, Moncton, I'm going to blame on him. I know you got to listen to your boss because you want to keep your job. Okay? I mean, but that only goes but so far. Man, if you are sitting up in here, you in season 2 with the Baltimore Ravens, and because not only are you watching the game, numbers don't lie either. You know that the crap that is going on ain't working. And goddamn it, you have a responsibility to the fans to change that mess up. Uh-huh. Okay? Because guess what? If you go against your boss, you change up the plan, but you yield result in numbers, there's nothing you can say about that, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there is nothing you can say about that. So now we're at, game 3. Every last game they played was decided by 7 points or less, touchdown or less. And, we've put points up. Okay? But I contribute that to the defenses that we played, not to no offensive brilliance. Sure.
Right.
That's fair.
And them guys get tired by the end of the game. That's why the Cowboys were allowed to come back.
Right. Right. Okay? And, I am just at the point now where I want to see, I just want to see something different. And honestly, I don't even know if this offensive coordinator will make it all the way to the last game of the season. If they keep this up. If they lose 1 or 2 more games, because let's see what we got next, okay? We've got Buffalo. Yes, that is going to be a tough game. You got Cincinnati. At that point, who knows what happens after their game? If they're 0-3 or even if they're 1-2, this is a division game. They're gonna be hungry. And then the third game, Washington Commanders. Okay, we can count that as a win off top. But I mean, you are flirting with a recipe for disaster. And how long you gonna let this train ride, man? I mean, you cannot. I just feel like we are at such a a
crucial point.
Yeah, it's crucial, and you cannot squander this opportunity that you have of this Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry combination. Like, do you have any comments on the feed, yo?
Oh, Harry's been going off on the feed.
I know it. What we got?
Let's see. I'm going to do some scrolling here. Yesterday,
Jesus.
You talking about the team and how the coaches used them yesterday. Yesterday they used them correctly and then gave up 19 points in the fourth quarter by going away from what got you up in the first place. As the Baltimore native that lives in Texas, if it wasn't for Jerry Jones's stupid comments, John Harbaugh would be getting fired today on his birthday. Happy birthday, John. Todd Monken has to do better calling the offense and getting our playmakers involved. Henry, Flowers, Likely, Andrews, and Bateman.
Yeah.
Yesterday's game showed to a national audience why John Harbaugh is a crappy coach. I hope Steve Bisciotti was watching and will finally do something about this. 2012 was a long time ago, and Harbaugh is still trying to live off of that. I love this comment. Harry, I love this comment. John Harbaugh couldn't manage the Circle K. Man, my little brother does that. He manages the Circle K. And finally, John Harbaugh thinks he's the smartest person in the room, and he isn't. If we had a decent coach in the Lamar era, we would have had a minimum of 2 Super Bowls probably. 3, if I'm being honest. We always had the talent. We never had the coach.
Yeah.
And,
that's it. That's all, man. I agree with every last one of them.
And I went on the Twitter machine a little bit last night, a little bit today, and taking a look at how Ravens Nation was, reacting. Because we won. You should be excited after a win, right? You should be happy.
Yes.
But to say that Ravens Nation is not happy is an understatement. That's why we're doing a show that should be happy, and it's a funeral. So let me bring up some tweets here. First, we got YT Jams Talks Football. This morning, he said, "Good morning to everyone but John Harbaugh." And then in a reply to a Lamar post, he put, "John Harbaugh tax. No Ravens fan was surprised. We almost blew that. This is what Harbs does." Let's see. This one here is ML Football had a post asking if Nick Sirianni should be fired from the Eagles. Stone put John Harbaugh has been doing the same thing for 17 years, yet people say nothing. Let's see. We got another one here. I stopped watching the games after the last Cowboys touchdown. I'm not even happy we won. John Harbaugh has to go, man.
Yeah, I think we can officially say that he's on the hot seat. And you know what, you guys? Here's one thing that I saw before we got online today. And, Mark, you talk about the lack of enthusiasm after, a dub against the Dallas Cowboys. Usually people are rejoicing after beating the Cowboys. And somebody who was unimpressed after yesterday's win?
Who's that?
Lamar Jackson. I don't know if you guys saw that video, and God dang it, I swear to God, this guy shows me time and time again that he is a clown. Did you see the video Marlon Humphrey posted?
No.
Yes, on his live on the airplane.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jana, we talked about him and his little comments about the gymnastics team, and I wanted to light his ass up then. But is that guy not one of the? He's got to be the biggest clown on the Ravens team. I'm serious. Like I do, I love my players, but I gotta say, I do not like that man.
He's
he's special because I don't know. I really, deep in my heart, I didn't really want to think, especially after the gymnastics comment. I really did not want to think about him. Like maybe he was just trying to get attention. Maybe he was just trying to start a Twitter fight. I don't know. Whatever it is, I always just try to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I really think he's a little special.
He's a dumbass.
he's
point blank period.
Fair.
Point blank period. Let me tell you about this video, Mark. They were on their flight heading home, and this fool took the IG live. First of all, read the room, and
Right.
KYP, know your personnel. Lamar Jackson ain't really much of a social media type of presence. I mean, he does little things here and there, but you rarely. I don't know if I've ever seen Lamar Jackson go live. First of all,
yeah.
okay, he's just not that guy. This fool gets on IG Live, is bouncing around this plane, clearly more hyped than everybody else in Ravens Nation that they got the win, and that's okay, that's fine and everything. But he puts the camera in Lamar Jackson's face, who was sitting on the plane like you could tell off the top that dude had some things going on in his mind. Just from the way that he was sitting, he was very. He wasn't hype or anything. He was very reserved. He was just chilling. And Marlon Humphrey's on the live talking about, oh yeah, we got the dub, blah 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 blah. Mr. Jackson, how do you feel about that? And this is not a direct quote. I'm just summarizing basically what he said. Lamar Jackson basically was like, yo, get that camera out of my face. And this ain't nothing to celebrate. We barely got the win, and we still got some shit we got to work on. And he ended, and this is a direct quote, the live ended with him saying, yes, sir, and shaking Lamar's hand. But when they shook hands, Lamar was looking out the window. Like there wasn't even any eye contact. It's like, you can tell that Lamar was annoyed.
Slightly, did you see the slightly extended one though? Because you said that I guess the video that you saw, Marlon pulled the camera away. He shook Lamar's hand, but he pulled the camera away. But he actually he still was live. He never turned it. He didn't turn it off at that point.
Oh my God!
So Lamar was. Because Lamar, I can't. Now I got to remember where I saw that video, or where that particular version of the video was. Because he was like, "Yo, this isn't anything to celebrate. Like, we got stuff to do, dude. Like, we got things to fix." But that was still audible, even though you weren't looking at Lamar when he said it.
What an idiot! And I didn't even see that extended version. And that's basically, I can tell by Lamar's body language, by the way he was talking, that's exactly what he was feeling. And rightfully so. And, if you're Lamar Jackson, you've got to be thinking to yourself, man, WTF, right? What the hell is going on? This season is just not starting out the way that he thought it would be, and it's got to be some cause for concern.
Yeah.
I just, me personally, because if the first one to go, and this is in true Ravens fashion, offensive coordinator gonna be the first to go. Okay, we've done it in the past, and we'll do it 100 times in the future. You know what I mean? But John Harbaugh's got to be feeling the pressure, and that seat has got to be hot under his ass right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this next game against the Bills, man, another nationally televised game. It's Sunday Night Football, NBC. Yo, if they don't come with the Heat Rock, I don't know. God forbid they lose the game.
Right.
I just don't know, man. Like, we could be seeing some changes 7 games into the season. And, I would not be surprised if there were.
The sad thing is, though, that they say that Bisciotti and Harbaugh are really good friends. So, like, Harbaugh kind of has a job until he's ready to retire or whatever. But it is a business at the end of the day. And Bisciotti's got a...
Yeah.
The fans are so loud right now about wanting Harbaugh gone that he can't ignore it. He simply can't ignore it.
I agree with you.
So,
all right, so go ahead.
Before we wrap up any Ravens talk, there was a couple more tweets I wanted to hit. Just because, fans were so upset, but kind of like we've been doing, there was some laughing going on too. Bring up this one here. John Harbaugh, welcome to the XFL.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then maybe my favorite. And I'll finish off with this. We're all familiar with Chappelle's show. There was a famous skit where he was working at the copy center, and there's always like one quote that always comes out of it that has a couple of F-bombs in it. I'm not going to play it, and I'm not going to say it here, but it did have that clip attached to it, and the guy said, "I need to figure out how to get John Harbaugh linked to this Diddy case."
Oh my God. Flame on. Like, on so many levels. And you know what? We've been doing such a good job not having any Diddy references on the show. That one was, I think that was a bit of a low blow right there, man. Yeah. I mean, we just want them gone. We don't want them to go under the jail, right? I mean, right. Because that's where Diddy's headed, if you guys don't realize. For anybody supporting that asshole, he's going under the jail.
Yeah.
But that's all I'll say about that. Let's talk about still a little bit of baseball. Oh, man. It's like football, we scratching our heads. Baseball, I'm scratching my head too, man. I mean, the Orioles just have not. The second half of the season, to me, has been a nightmare. I'm serious. We started off, pretty strong, and I figured that, throughout the season, it would be a slugfest between us and the Yankees for first place in the AL East. But, I mean, they have played so poorly. It's just like, dude, we're just hanging in there for the wild card at this point. And we got 1 week of baseball left. I think the magic number to clinch is, two games? Two. Yeah. Gosh, I mean, Jana, you've been out there for a good portion of the season. How you feeling about the Ravens right now? I mean, we are still 16 games over 500, but I mean,
but yeah,
I'm sorry, Orioles. I'm sorry.
That's
God,
okay.
well, hell, at this point, we could just interchange them. We can interchange them. Both of them is getting on my nerves, for real.
This is true.
But yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel like we're 16 games over 500. It feels like we're 5.
Yeah, we're the pockets of losses that happen through the season. You're like, okay, all right, cool. This right now, this little slump. I'm not gonna lie to you. The other day, the game was Sunday. What is today? Monday. Yeah, it was yesterday. the Orioles posted like minutes after the Ravens lost that the magic number was 2. And I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw magic number 2. I was like, who even cares? Like, I was so angry at the timing because it was like, did y'all just see what just happened down in Dallas? And then you gonna post this nonsense when they could have clinched the day before? I don't want to like. I don't even get it. I don't like. Cut this out. Yeah. The frustration goes. I have the Ben Affleck face on both sides.
Oh God, yeah.
Both sides of the street. Just as an aside, Keon Coleman just scored a touchdown for Buffalo, so they're up 19-3.
Right on.
Yeah, Keon.
Right on.
Anyway.
Right on.
I want them to be better too, but like injuries and
yeah.
We had a family friend over yesterday to watch the game, and he was like, "Who are these people? Like, you have the same, I don't know, 6, maybe 7 players, and then it's just whoever they find that day. Like, oh, you look like you fit the bill. Here, put this uniform on. Like,
wow.
If I'm not mistaken, I was watching the game and I was like, who is Spencer and where did he come from? Like, and I know they have to do what they have to do. They got to fill in blanks. But I was like, who are these people? They, again, with the synergy, there's no the same core 6 or 7 are I don't want to say well-oiled machines because they have highs and lows, and I get that in baseball. But the rest of the team just keeps changing around you. Like, you don't even know who you're walking in the clubhouse to every day. Like, it's just, there's just serious to me as somebody that, you know, when teamwork means a lot to me. And it's just, there's such cohesion issues in both of these stadiums right now. I can't get it. But, I mean, injury plagues, you know, injuries on one side, coaching on another. I don't know, man.
Big question mark heading into the postseason. And, you know, we said that the magic number is 2. You guys, we have 2 very important series, that we're closing out the season with, okay? We're at the New York Yankees. Christ almighty. And then, you know, we head over to Minnesota, who has not been playing terrible. I honestly can't even say that the postseason is a lock at this point in time. Today, on Monday, I can't even say it, dude. I can't even say it. Like, for the series against the Yankees, we've got Kramer. He's been doing all right. We've got Eflin. I like him. Burns. What the fuck? Excuse me, but seriously, like, dude, man, it's just. And you know, on the other side of the mound, you got Schmidt, Cortez, and Cole. I mean, all those pitchers are good. You know, I just can't even say that the postseason is a lock. I mean, just magic number 2 out of 2 out of 6. That means you gotta win a third of the games, yo. Which also means you can't go on no 4 or 5 game losing streak, yo. Mm-hmm. And we've been doing that as of late. Like, yo, we lost the last 2 against the Detroit Tigers. Yo, what the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, give me a break, you guys. You know. I don't know. I just don't even know who I'm more frustrated at right now, the Orioles or the Ravens. I really don't know, man. But, you know, as of right now, I don't have a lot of confidence in either team. Really don't. Yeah. So, you know, we'll call on all of our prayer warriors this week. Hopefully they get it done and we have something to be happy about next week on the show. But let's end this on a fun note, since we spent most of the time going off. It's the playoffs in the WNBA, and we are oh so excited. Shout out to my girl, man, for getting MVP, Aja Wilson. Well deserved. She's had one hell of a season, man. And, not just that, but, was able to go in the middle of a WNBA season, because this is something that the guys do not do. Go to Paris, compete in the Olympics. You really have no break. Come back, you're not missing a beat. I mean, how impressive is that, Jana?
I love it. I'm here for her. I'm Team Aces all the way. I'm Team Asia all the way.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of her. I'm proud of them as a unit, but very proud of her and all that she's accomplished. I can't speak highly enough of her, especially after listening to. I listened to her audiobook. I'm not in a position to read books at this moment, so audiobooks have to do. And
it's all good.
I was I'm just proud of her.
Yeah,
I'm really proud of her.
Yeah, and hey, since you mentioned the book, how is it? Did you complete it?
Yeah, I did. It was it's basically every chapter is like a letter to young black girls about something that happened in her life.
Wow.
Like the fact that she, had this best friend in elementary school, and she was going over to her house. The friend was having a party, a sleepover, and she was like, "Hey, you're coming to my party?" And Asia's like, "Yeah, I'll be there." And she's like, "Okay, well, you can't sleep in the house, right?" Like,
what the hell?
Like,
what?
Because this little girl was a little white girl, and her parents wouldn't. It was okay that they were friends in school and after school activities and whatever, but she was not allowed to sleep in their house. Like and that was one of the most extreme examples. But just what she's overcome for her, and what we all, truthfully, not just young black girls, but we all have to overcome every day. But I appreciated the way the way the book was written. I appreciated hearing it in her voice, as she was a narrator. But I absolutely recommend it for life lessons.
All right. I'm gonna put it on my list. Gosh, that is, it's heartbreaking to hear like childhood stories like that. Like people, they can be so cruel.
That's
But
she's 28 years old. Like, she was born in 1986, and it's wild to think that could happen. I just turned 49, so I was 21 when she was born. That's wild. That it's hard to believe that stuff happens in that time period.
You're right. Yeah. I didn't mean to turn the tide so negatively, but at the same, it was just. I appreciated her honesty and her real feelings about everything that happened. And DeMar Hamlin just got an interception. So
yeah, I just saw that.
He's back too.
Excellent.
Oh yeah,
excellent.
Team Aces, go Aces.
Yeah. So we had an MVP announcement. We also had a Rookie of the Year announcement, right? Caitlin Clark got it. I know. But as soon as the injury was announced, Mark, you know what we said on the show.
Yep.
And that was to be expected. And congratulations to her. Also, playing in her first postseason, as a rookie, and getting your team to the postseason in your first year. That's awesome. Man, I mean, that's just something that you can't deny. Fever played, pretty decently. Clearly, they ended the season at 20-20. They've got a fall task going up against the Connecticut Sun, which I think is one of the favorites to win the championship, to take it all this year. Mark, let me ask you your opinion on the WNBA. Is there any matchup that you are particularly intrigued with?
I mean, obviously, I like the Mercury and the Lynx because got to go with the home state squad, the Mercury. Um,
Yeah.
but man, Harry put his first round picks in the chat: Liberty, Lynx, Sun, and Aces, and it's hard to argue those teams.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to agree with you on that one too, man. I definitely had the Mercury and the Lynx game matchup circled, and in game one yesterday, we had a final score of 102-95. I mean, they put up some serious numbers
Yeah, they did.
yesterday, and I think that is going to be one of the more exciting matchups of the first round. Everybody's going to be watching Storm Aces. Right, that's probably going to get the most burn out of all of the first round matchups. You know, not only because of Wilson, but hey, man, we got DT. You know, Diana Taurasi on her last hurrah, and I don't know if you guys watched or saw any of the highlights from their game yesterday. It was pretty tight up until the end.
Yeah.
It was pretty tight as far as scoring was concerned. At one point, I was like, especially in the first half, I was like, what the hell's going on with the Aces? But, of course, they made adjustments and righted that ship in the second half. Maybe John needs to watch some WNBA basketball to get some inspiration. I don't know. But,
they've been doing a lot of that lately, though. They've been doing a lot of that lately.
Their last two games of the regular season, I was like, what the hell? For real, their last two games of regular season, I'm just like, man, I don't know what the hell's going on with the Aces. Like, I was checking to see if somebody was injured or something like that, because I was looking at those opening odds like, what? Aces 3-point favorites, shouldn't they be like 15?
Yeah.
But, yeah, definitely. So, jeez. Okay, so Harry said, what did he say for his first round picks? Mark, you mind repeating that?
Let's see here. The Liberty, Lynx, Sun, and Aces. Everyone who won on Sunday. All the favorites.
Yeah. I think that's pretty hard to go against that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I really don't think any of these. I think the only team that might have like a chance in hell out of the ones that already were named might be Phoenix.
Yeah.
Maybe. But it's just like these, and if you go back and look at the history between the Storm and the Aces, they always play each other well. But I mean, it's just, who the hell's going to go against the Aces? I mean, seriously, is there anybody out there that is going to say with complete confidence and a straight face that the Storm are going to beat the Aces? There's nobody. All right? There's absolutely nobody. Are we confident enough to say Aces take it all this year?
Ooh.
Let's start with Jana. Jana, that's your squad. Squad up.
I want to. I want to. So, I'll say yeah. I'll
Mark?
start there.
Okay. Mark?
I'm not confident, but
Me either.
if I had to throw
It hurts me to say it.
that first third of the season, there was some locker room drama, if you remember. But they've definitely turned it around. I think they will have some of their stiffest competition winning the championship that they've had the last few years.
Yeah, and there's a lot to be said about that Liberty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot to be said about that Liberty. I want them to win. I'd love to see it, because that would be, to me, like the ending of a perfect season for a lot of those girls, especially the ones that played on the Olympic team. But it's going to be a tough battle. It's going to be a tough battle, and if they don't walk away with it all, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be shocked. But Yeah, so we got that going down. We got baseball going down. We got football going down. We counting down to the NBA season. I mean, we just going off over here for real. It's a great time. It's a great time for sports. Mark, we got any real on wrestling or anything else you want to put out there?
The professor dropped in the chat his WNBA pick. Liberty takes it. Brooklyn.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot to be said about the Liberty.
I don't have any wrestling this week, but I did want to say a tease. I've got a big announcement and a big admission to make to you next week. I gotta finish something up, but next week we're gonna have a conversation.
Man, don't tease me like that, man. Now I'm gonna be offline bothering you for the rest of the night. Man, what is it? You just tell me.
Tell me. Text me.
Maybe you turn around and tell her right away.
I won't. No, I won't. I'll wait till tomorrow.
Okay, this is what you do, Mark. This is what you do. Text Jana and send it through RCS.
There we go.
Whatever. On that note, I'm ending the show.
Really quickly before we sign off, shout out to Brandon Scott, and the 410. I mean, we had Charm City Live this weekend. Redman, the Method Man was in the building. It was a great, from what I did not attend, but from what I could tell, it was a great festival. We continue to do big things here in Charm City, man. It's not all bad and it's not all crime, man. You better get into it or get lost. And 410 is definitely the place to be, and I still love this city so much, yo. But you know how we end the show. Baltimore, spread love, yo. Give hugs, wash your hands. I'm Keisha, and on the other end of my line is my favorite slice of pizza, Mark, and my favorite pizza topping, Sports Bay. And we are just a bit outside. Y'all have a great week, everybody. Peace.